pretty sure most of you guys have heard of the Gameboy player for the Super Nintendo. I bet you didn't know there was one made for the PlayStation 1 as well. I found this on eBay while browsing for PS1 cheat cartridges. At first I was confused at what I was looking at. It took me a few seconds to realise what exactly it was. Made by Datel, the makers of action replay devices. This supposedly lets you play Game Boy games on the large screen via the PlayStation. This game booster was brand new and sealed when I bought it. I had the pleasure of cutting open the blister pack and being the first person to actually see it since the 1990s. The outer box gives you all the info you could need, but it also comes with a full instructions booklet and even the warranty card. Here's the game booster cart itself. It works by plugging into the parallel port on the back of the PS1. Therefore it can't be used on the 9000 series PS1 as they had their parallel ports removed. It's also obviously not compatible with the later and smaller PS1 consoles. I only have 3 Game Boy games here to test this with, and of these 3 games I can only get one to work. Wave Race here just plain refuses to boot, and this tennis game will boot as far as the main menu, but then it refuses to go any further. This battered up Millipede and Centipede 2-in-1 cart is the only thing that I have that will work, and even then it doesn't work fully. I have tested all 3 of these cartridges on an actual Game Boy and confirmed that they work perfectly. So the problem lies with the game booster itself. The game booster comes with its own built-in game. It says on the front of the box that it's a Game Boy game, but I myself have never heard of it. Don't get your hopes up. This is probably the worst game in existence, and it will entertain you for about 5 minutes and then you'll likely never play it again. The built-in game is Rebound Mission, an Arkanoid or Breakout type game, but nowhere near as fun or enjoyable as either of those. The object of the game is to shoot a ball from your paddle at the bottom of the screen and get it into the moving basket at the top. In between is a variety of obstacles which will rebound your ball back at you, killing you instantly if it hits you. While playing Rebound Mission for the first time, I wondered why there was no sound coming from the game. I messed around with my settings, checked the cables on the hookups on the PlayStation, I searched for settings in the game booster built-in menu, which I will talk about shortly. Hell, I even resorted to reading the instructions manual, but nowhere could I find anything or any settings for game audio. Then came the realisation that the game booster doesn't actually support game audio. That's right, no in-game sound effects or music. Instead, it includes a feature that allows you to insert an audio CD into your PlayStation. You can then listen to your favourite Barry White CD while playing the one bloody game that you can get to work on this damn thing. Things go downhill from here too. Not only is there no in-game audio for your Game Boy games, they will also run at about 5 frames per second. I wish I had some more games to test on this thing, as the 2 games I can actually play on it both run like crap. Now there's a frame skip option in the settings, which will help the games to run faster, but when you're skipping 5 frames a second, it makes controlling the games a lot harder. Could you imagine playing a Mario game like this and trying to make all those difficult jumps and precise movements? Moving on to playing an actual Game Boy game in the game booster, inserting the one cart that I have that works on this thing, I find it boots up fine, but immediately I can see a graphical glitch in the main screen, where the title text for Millipede isn't showing until I press a button on the controller. Another problem here is if I try to actually play Millipede, it'll get to the main menu and then freeze, and I have to reset the console before I can do anything else. Centipede, however, works fine. When playing Centipede, once again the terrible frame rate is glaringly obvious. This game runs like a dead cat. It is, however, pretty playable, and the controls are pretty responsive. I just wish I could listen to the game audio while playing it. So up to now, the game booster doesn't have a lot going for it. So let's see if we can find any redeeming features here. Firstly, I do like how it looks when it's attached to the PS1, and it has a Game Boy cart inserted. It looks like you've strapped on a huge supercharger or something to make the PS1 more powerful. if only it performed as well as it looks. The built-in settings menu is accessible at any point by pressing the right one and left one buttons on the PlayStation controller, and it gives you options for changing game settings, entering cheats for the Game Boy games, loading trainers, and a general options menu where you can access stuff like border size, sync and screen options, as well as frame skip settings. The most exciting thing here is the option to add a colour palette to the original Game Boy games, although my results often made the game look far worse. So overall, I think the Game Booster for the PS1 is a great idea, but poorly implemented, not something to buy if you actually want to play your Game Boy games on a TV screen. For that, I would definitely recommend getting the Game Boy adapter for the SNES.